Yeah, you see it. Yeah, I decided to shave the beard, but I left something behind, which my wife now refers to as the perv stash. Perv stash. Yeah, we get along. I prefer to think of it as like, you know, the Tom Selleck, but yeah, it's not going over at all. My son, who's 8, said, "Get ready. You look like that guy who started those wars." I think we all know who he's referring to, so it goes without saying, but I don't care. I'm 53, and the idea of looking good went out the window like ages ago. I'm just having some fun now. So today it is, what time? 7:13, and I am going to the first garage sale I've been to in 2024. It's just me. I am heading to, I believe it is the Niagara West Agricultural Community Center in Grassy. It's about 30 minutes away from here, and they are having a community garage sale. And, you know, it's going to be a little chilly. It's about 8 degrees out. That's Celsius for my American friends. Yeah, I'm really hoping that, you know, get some stuff. I got a new cart because I'm an old man. I'm really leaning into this old stuff. Pretty excited just to try that out, you know. It's like a little hand cart. You pull it around, folds up. It's like super dope. So, yeah, hopefully I'll film some stuff and then get some stuff and we can talk about stuff.
These are really cool, by the way.
Yeah, no, neat.
Morning.
Hi.
I've got a couple, I think, down there.
Hey, Dave.
You're not protected, right? Yeah, I know, right?
try.
Okay, so I'm back at the shop, obviously, and yeah, my phone died because I don't check things like that when I was filming at the actual garage sale. But as you can see, I got a lot of stuff, and you know, good vintage stuff, which is a surprise because usually at garage sales now, I've said it many times, and even though I keep finding stuff, getting what I consider true vintage, like pre-1980s stuff, is getting harder and harder to do. And this was good, and this stuff was reasonable. This was like actual garage sale prices. It was frigidly cold out there, so that might have had something to do with the prices. I think the people just wanted to pack up and go home almost immediately. But it's a great sale out there. I believe it's the Niagara West Agricultural Society. It's in Grassy, Ontario, there somewhere around the Grimsby area. And I got some, like I said, some really fantastic stuff. So we'll just dive right in. These are probably circa 1970s because they are made in the USA when North Americans still manufactured things. God, I sound old when I say stuff like that. It's all of the what would have been patches for the Apollo missions, all the different ones. And these are decals or stickers that you could peel off. And then there's this really cool one of Skylab. You don't see much Skylab stuff, which, you know, same kind of thing. This one's got, you know, it's been peeled a little bit, but still pretty great pickup. And that was, I think it was like $2 for both. So yeah. There was a couple, really nice couple there who were, they're moving to BC, and I guess they sort of sell at markets anyways, and they were just sort of getting rid of a lot of stuff because they didn't want to have to ship it across the country. So I got some great things for cheap. This is one of them. It is an ashtray in immaculate condition for the 8th International Curling Bonspiel in Hamilton, Ontario in 1962. So anytime you can pick up anything that is sports related, you know, I know for my friends outside of Canada, curling isn't that huge of a thing. I know it is in some places, but not necessarily in most. But here, whenever I see anything sports, curling, anything like that, I pick it up. So that was a no-brainer. And again, I think only maybe a couple of bucks. This is not a lot of money in it. I don't think it's worth, you know, much more than 10, 15 bucks, but it was only a couple of bucks. And it is the Desert Hotel in Chicago, I believe. Well, in Chicago. It's like would have been a bottle opener in the room, and that is your ice scoop. That probably would have been with your bar fridge, I would guess, if they had bar fridges back then. I don't know. My best guess is probably 1960s again. Super cool piece. People love hotel stuff. Pick it up. Hotel keys right now seem to be a big thing. So any old hotel keys you see with the fobs attached, just pick them up. It's easy money now on eBay. Here's another hotel thing. This is Good Soil Hotel, 1966. Beautiful kidney-shaped ashtray. It's got its little Union stamp on there. It's a dead giveaway of age, by the way, if ever you see that Union stamp. Immaculate shape. Probably was never used by the looks of it. I believe Good Soil is in Saskatchewan. Yeah. Probably. I don't know. I'm almost sure I've heard that name associated with Saskatchewan. So there you go. But again, all those were a couple of bucks a piece. I mean, you can't go wrong for a couple of bucks. They also had one of my favorite shot glasses of all time. I had a whole set of these, and I let them go, but I'm probably going to keep this one. They back painted the eyes on these things, and they follow you around the room. It is like amazing and terrifically creepy at the same time. So yeah, that's a really great. Again, that was at like $1. This great little salt and pepper set. It's a little drunk dude, and I think it says "say when" on there. And this one, he is the salt, and the rest of it, this here is the pepper. I don't think it has any markings on it, but it's probably Japanese made. Same thing, couple of bucks. And they also, same for this one. I get a lot of people who come in asking me for Vegas stuff. So here's the salt and pepper slot machine set. Same thing again, and got the corks in them too, which is really nice. These are plastic, so it says probably 70s to me. These are actually wood corks, so that's why I'm thinking these are 60s. Couple of bucks again. That seemed to be the theme of the day. A couple of bucks. And this is Audrey Beasley. I think he did the illustrations for Oliver Wilde's Salome. And this is just another, I love his work. It is, the lines are just so beautiful. It's true sort of Art Nouveau, right around the turn of the century, 19th century anyways, like 1890s era. This obviously isn't, this is probably 1960s or 70s because it's Melmac and it's made in Italy, which is kind of cool. The Italians did everything cool, so I mean, it's no surprise there. Probably going to keep that one myself just because I love his artwork. Picked up a camera. This was the most expensive thing. I think this was $5. I think this might have been $5 too, but I'm not sure. Might have only been a couple of bucks. Again, they were super nice about stuff. This is a Regula, probably saying that wrong, from Germany. I don't know a lot about cameras, but when they're cheap enough, I pick them up because people just love them as wall sitters. You know, sometimes you get lucky and you get a really nice camera and it can fetch a bit more. So probably the most expensive thing, that I paid for today was this. Now, here's the thing that kills me about it, is the guy sort of knew. Because I picked it up and looked at it. He's like, oh, that's a Japanese game. I'm like, oh, yeah. And it's, he's like, it's for the Game Gear. I'm like, yeah, Sega's portable thing. I happen to have one of those, so I'm going to have to test this at some point. But anyways, he was like, that game sells for over $100 on eBay. And I'm like, sure it does. Because, you know, people say that stuff all the time. Turns out he was right. And I'm like, well, how much do you want for it? And I think it was, he said $10. And I'm like, okay, even if not, it's just my son collects video game stuff. This is not going in his collection. So I was like, oh, cool. He likes anime. He'll like that. $10 just sticking on a shelf. So that'd be cool. No, the last one sold for like 128 US on eBay, and they go higher than that apparently. So yeah, keep your eye out. Most of the Game Gear stuff doesn't really carry a ton of value, but this happens to be just one of the most expensive ones. So that was probably my best find in terms of like value for the day. Yeah, pretty happy with that. I just picked this up. It's a little silver slimline PS2. I don't know if you remember in the last video where I got all those video games and systems at the town dump. There was a black PS2 and my wife ended up selling that online for like, I forget, 60, 75 bucks. So I picked this up for $5. It's missing a little cord there, but I think we had an extra one in that last lot. Picked this up. It reminded me of my youth because I had a Walkman in this color scheme. It's missing the battery cover. I still haven't tested it. It was cheap. Like, I don't think it was like $5, even if just a cool thing to have sitting around. But if it works, it sells for upwards of $60, $70 again. So, you know, pick that up. There was a lot of comics there, and I missed out because somebody got into them before me, but these were only $1 a piece, and they are all sort of Bronze Age, 20-cent, 15-cent Marvels. There's a bunch of the Captain Americas. There's no big, like, key heavy hitters in here, but they're just cool comics from a great era. And, you know, there's Moonlight Knight with Daredevil on there, Invaders, Fantastic Four, Forever People from, and then some earlier classics, Rom, Space Knight. You know, you can see them there. I don't know if you can see them here. I'll go through them a little bit. Here. I just didn't do this from the beginning. You can sort of get an idea. Just great. Steve Buscema art, I believe, on some of these. Oh yeah, Turtles. Some stuff like that. There we go. I can flip these a little better. I was surprised, actually. There's a Star Trek TV show one. A-Team, Tom and Jerry, Looney Tunes. that when I was looking these up, that how much a lot of these, where'd they go now? I'm not going to be able to find them to talk about them. These classic illustrateds, the early ones, because these are from the 50s, have gone up quite a bit in value. So, yeah, I said basically like $1 a piece. Plus, when I bought a bunch, they knocked some off. So I didn't ask. They just did it. This is my favorite find of the day. Probably a sleeper. Not 100% sure. It's a gorgeous studio pottery piece. Supposed to be sort of like Medusa with all the little snakes. You know, it's clearly phallic. Elephant in the room. And it is signed, but I have not been able to find out, where is it? There it is. Who the artist is. The lady who sold it to me, and I think it was like $5. That's all she wanted. The lady who sold it to me said her mom collected pottery. And I asked her, you know, do you know where she got it from? And she said she didn't. You know, she thinks probably Canada. So it's probably a Canadian piece, but it is gorgeous. And it is my favorite thing. And I got followed around by a lady who clearly saw me get it and wanted to buy it. And at some point came up to me and said, do you want to sell that? And I said, no, I'm good. That one's probably going in my personal collection just because I love it so much. CDs, they were only a quarter piece, so I just grabbed some. I get asked more and more about CDs now. I think, you know, a lot of people who are, let's face it, vinyl, especially new records, are getting so expensive that a lot of people who want physical music are switching over to CDs now. The record companies, like they always do, are, you know, killing the hobby again. And that really does suck. Like Record Store Day was, I think, this weekend, and I didn't see a release under $40. Most of them are coming out now at $49.99 and more for new releases. I mean, how can like kids get into that? How do you expect the future to happen if they can't buy in? So anyways, that's my little rant. I used to work for a major record label, so I'm allowed to do that. Picked up a couple of these. Were only $1 a piece, again, from that lovely couple. It's Contours on Tamla and Chuck Berry's on Chess. I'm talking really fast because my battery's about to die again. And then the rest of these records were only a couple of $1 a piece. The Springsteen box set, Genesis. Oh, come on. A couple more Springsteen in there. Soft Cell, Crackers. That's a funny band. Grease, because I can't keep that in. East Mountain Boys is like local bluegrass. Asia, Springsteen, Sega, and Meatloaf. You know, nothing huge in value, but definitely worth picking up for a couple of $1 a piece. And that's it. So yeah, there you go. It was a good day, not gonna lie, and a great way to kick off the garage sale season, because again, it's here. It was cold this weekend, I gotta admit, but I think by next weekend I'm gonna start seeing a lot more garage sales popping up, and I am like super stoked for that. So that is everything. There you go. If you guys like this kind of stuff, maybe subscribe to the channel. That'd be great. You don't have to. Like I said, I'm not the boss of you. And maybe if you have friends who are into this, maybe suggest it. Or don't. Whatever, man. I'm cool with it. God, that sounded so lame. All right, y'all. Hope you're able to find some good stuff this weekend. Bye.